Now let's look at Pakistan, the country where the military is all-powerful and human rights and privacy are a myth. That may sound like a harsh assessment, but there's a reason why I say this. Take a look at what happened this week. Pakistan's civilian government handed over more power to the military to Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence or ISI. The ISI is now authorized to trace and intercept calls and messages. Some of you may be surprised to hear this. You may have assumed that the ISI already did all of it. After all, it's an arm of the all-powerful Pakistani military. The inter-services part in the ISI's name stands for the three branches of the military: the Army, the Navy and the Air Force. Military personnel populate the ISI offices, so it's definitely an arm of the Pakistani military, making them all-powerful in the country. How is it then that the ISI did not have phone-tapping powers? Well, this is Pakistan, a country always keen on getting handouts from everyone, including the West. Now, the West pretends to care about human rights, so Islamabad pretends to do the same. Pakistan has an article in its constitution promising the right to dignity and privacy. This right would be violated if the ISI had blanket access to phone calls. So for years, the country pretended that this wasn't the case. But now it has dropped the facade. The Pakistani government made the U-turn on Monday. It cited an old law, a law from 1996. Islamabad said that this law gave the ISI the power to snoop on anyone, all in the name of national security. The declaration provoked some outrage. Pakistan's opposition cried foul. A former human rights minister even cited 1984. That's a book by George Orwell, which describes a dystopian world under total surveillance. It's an apt metaphor for Pakistan. The new surveillance powers are being challenged. A petition has been filed in court, but at least until the case is resolved, Pakistan is now officially a surveillance state. And who knows, the petitioner may have their phones tapped. Some incriminating evidence could land them in jail or force them to withdraw the petition. We'll see soon enough how the ISI uses its new powers for security. In the meantime, perhaps the Pakistani public should count this as a win. They finally have a direct line to the real people in charge. Pakistan's politicians are puppets after all. Now citizens can talk directly to the establishment every time they pick up the phone. That was a bit of dark humor, but honestly, what else is there in Pakistan? Because if the people look at the situation too seriously, they might end up wallowing in despair. And if they try and speak the truth, they might end up in an early grave, like many of Pakistan's journalists. A record was set this year. In the first 6 months of 2024, 7 Pakistani reporters have been killed. They were mostly from smaller towns, and most were murdered for just doing their jobs. A record was set in 2024, but this is not a new phenomenon. Between 2012 and 2022, 53 journalists were murdered because of their work, because they tried to expose the rot in Pakistani society. Ironically, Pakistan ranks above India in the World Press Freedom Index. I'm not joking. India is considered more dangerous for journalists than Pakistan. New Delhi was accused of snooping on journalists using spyware called Pegasus. Well, now Islamabad seems to have done one better. Instead of bothering with fancy spyware, it has gone for the simple solution, giving the military unchecked power to spy on everyone. Let's see if that changes any of these Western freedom rankings next year.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On this today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies